Well, I guess the old saying is true, ladies and gentlemen. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And we're witnessing it happen right in front of us right now. For the past few years, we have all been dealing with the RAM crisis, as it's been going around and causing every piece of technology, especially in gaming, create massive shortages of RAM, making sure that every other piece of tech costs an exorbitant amount of money. We've seen Xbox raise the price of their consoles 3 separate times already. Same thing with PlayStation as well, as their devices, consoles, and systems are reaching close to almost $1,000, and that is an insane thing to see. We've also watched as Valve couldn't even get away with this either, as their Steam machine that was supposed to be around $700 came to be around $1,000. In fact, over $1,000 without even the controller. Not a really great start in all of this, when you ask me. And then the actual Steam Deck got even closer to $1,000 as well, sitting at $950 for the 2TB OLED model. Things are not looking good for anybody in this space right now, but things are going to in fact get worse. And it looks like Xbox may even have new plans and new ways of figuring out how to monetize you. And the crazier part is, it's actually something that you've in fact seen before. No, I'm not kidding. The problem, though, is this. We're watching as every other company is doing the exact same thing. Not only figuring out new ways of monetizing you, but literally doing it in front of your face and then admitting they're going to keep doing it. PlayStation is removing physical media in 2028, forcing you to buy only through their storefront, as they get to keep 100% of every game purchase ever sold, then hitting you with variable rate pricing, and then basically telling you to your face they're going to monetize every single one of their users even harder because of that RAM crisis. Xbox did the most insane thing recently, where they increased the price of Game Pass by 50%, and then Asha Sharma walk in and had to fix that as well to lower the price back down to an acceptable level. But the problem is, the pain still keeps growing. Nintendo introduced the $80 video game price tag, which every other company now wants to copy. Grand Theft Auto 6 also introduced $80 for GTA, but hey, that's an incomplete version, which is also fully digital. And to get the complete package, it's going to cost you $100. Literally watching the entire gaming industry try to rake you over the coals every single time. And it doesn't help at all at the fact that companies like Microsoft had their financials recently, in fact the other day, and admitted that things are not looking very good, and they're putting in new plans to make things even better. But the problem is, the plans don't matter anymore. The amount of money you're trying to monetize on people isn't going to ever be enough. Because even when one of the main culprits in this space has to raise their own prices, that's when things get really bad. Because according to Insider Gaming on Twitter saying, Nvidia is raising its graphics card prices once again. Okay, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of this. The fact that PC components have been costing an exorbitant amount of money. The fact that Nvidia is literally one of the main companies responsible for the entire RAM crisis overall and making everything else increase in price exponentially. Not to mention Micron, SK Hynix, and even Samsung as well. These 4 companies have been walking around running roughshod on the entire tech gaming space. And even then, Microsoft is in bed with them too. And even OpenAI. So I don't want to hear any garbage about how they have to increase prices or increase the cost of things when they're the ones making all the money and selling an entire Ponzi scheme. No, I'm not kidding. Look at the actual graph. That's every major tech company feeding money back into Nvidia, as Nvidia is giving money back to everybody else. It's nothing more than a massive IOU. When this house of cards falls, it's going to be a disaster across the entire board. But the problem is, their greed and their insane behavior impacts everyone, even Microsoft. But let's see what the article had to say and go from there. With Insider Gaming's article stating, the report comes from Taiwan's Economic Daily News, which says the decision comes as the cost of DRAM continues to rise. Whereas prior price increases seem to only affect high-end GPUs like the GeForce RTX 5090, the Economic Daily News says prices on all graphics cards in the lineup will increase. They say that Nvidia has already notified graphics card manufacturers of the planned price adjustment. The outlet says, quote, "This price increase involves both GDDR7 video memory and the previous generation of GDDR6 video memory as well." Over the last 18 months, GPU prices have risen by hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. The RTX 5090, which launched at a $1,999 MSRP, is now $399 to $4,500. Lower-end cards like the RTX 5060 Ti have seen prices jump from $379 to $569. All right, I'm sorry. Almost $5,000 for a GPU? Absolutely no. Thank you. That is a ridiculous price overall, and a 20 to 30% price increase is in fact absurd, not only for the actual 5090, but also for every other GPU, raising the floor on every single PC gamer. Again, why buy Nvidia? It makes literally no sense. No matter how many fake frames they put into your GPU, no matter how often they try to sell you DLSS and then go around and admit to everybody that, hey, we're using AI as an actual cover-up for every other game itself, so that way game developers don't have to make graphics, we can just do it for them. But the thing is, it doesn't just stop there. Nvidia's scummy practices continue to keep going. In fact, they just got busted for smuggling. No, I'm not kidding. Because according to Tom's Hardware just a few days ago saying this, Nvidia employee was detained in Taiwan as part of a chip smuggling probe. Held on to suspicion of falsifying business documents, Nvidia as a company says smuggling is a non-starter. With Nvidia saying, quote, smuggling is a non-starter. An Nvidia spokesperson told Tom's Hardware, we primarily sell our products to well-known partners, including OEMs, who help us ensure that all sales comply with U.S. export control rules. Even relatively small exporters and shipments are subject to thorough review and scrutiny on both sides of the globe, and any diverted products would have no service, support, or updates. This is the company that everybody has been backing, the company that everybody has been looking at as to what to do in this AI gaming space. Literally the same company that is causing every single piece of tech to increase in price. They're telling you to your face, smuggling is a non-starter. They're telling you again to your face, you're going to pay exponentially more money because we want to have more money in our coffers for when the AI bubble actually pops. And then they're also coercing other companies to dump more money into AI, even though they're the ones just going around and just giving out massive IOUs and smuggling chips across the entire planet. And this all impacts one other company that we both know of, and that is Xbox and Microsoft. The reason for that is because Satya Nadella also has an insane ability for going after AI as well, shoving Copilot into everything, and even going out and spending $80 billion investing more into AI as well. And that's where things are going to go to hell in a handbasket, because every other facet of Microsoft and Xbox has to make all that money back. If not, they're going to be on the chopping block. And it turns out things didn't go so well for Xbox in the last set of financials. And this is where they're going to put the pressure on you. Because according to PC Gamer on Twitter posting, Xbox revenues dipped $1.7 billion last year, but Asha Sharma predicts a return to growth by mid-2027. With the article stating, the full year picture painted in Microsoft's annual form 10K SEC filing isn't any prettier. Xbox revenue decreased $1.7 billion, or 7%, driven by declines in Xbox content and services and Xbox hardware. Xbox content and services revenue decreased 5% on a prior year comparable that benefited from strong first-party content performance, offset in part by growth in Xbox Game Pass. Xbox hardware revenue decreased 29%, driven by lower volume of consoles sold. Sharma, however, says that better times are coming. In fiscal year 2026, over 200 million new players came to Xbox and our games, but our business did not grow with our audience, she wrote on X. We need to close that gap by investing in what players value. That will take time, but we expect to return to growth by the end of fiscal year 27. I'm going to be real, that is going to be an insane thing to see, and watching as Xbox will probably start monetizing you as a user is not going to be fun either. Here's the problem though, like we talked about earlier. Nvidia has been causing all these massive issues. So has Microsoft, so has Intel, so has AMD, so has OpenAI, causing every single time that you want to buy an electronic device cost even more money, which means as console sales go down, they're going to keep increasing increasing the price on things because components cost so much more money. Jess Corden reported that Xbox right now is losing $150 per system, even though they had to in fact raise the price on each specific console. That's not going to be good for you overall in the future, whether it's right now in a closed ecosystem or even if Project Helix becomes an open platform overall. Next generation could see consoles and PCs even hit well into the $1,200 territory, maybe even higher because of the insane AI bubble and the DRAM crisis impacting everybody. When companies like Nvidia have to increase the price of their own GPUs due to the actual problems that they're causing, it goes to show that everybody else will in fact be having to do probably the exact same thing. But there's going to be different ways though. You see, PlayStation will lock everybody down, make you pay for everything online, and then lock you to only digital games, forcing that company to go ahead and get every single red cent they possibly can. Xbox, however, may be doing something different, and maybe Asha Sharma could be providing you with the value you might be needing, seeing as how at this moment in time, nobody can afford any damn thing. With Asha Sharma on Twitter posting, "This summer we've expanded Xbox streaming to more than 150 million TVs and devices around the world because not everyone can afford dedicated gaming hardware. Today we're adding millions more through Vita OS and Hisense, so more people can play on the hardware they already own." Okay. Stop right there. I know exactly what this is. This is going to be the next step in the future of what's going to be happening in the gaming space. You will in fact own nothing and you will pretend to be happy. This also seems incredibly similar, doesn't it? Imagine thinking about that. Hey, streaming games to your TV from Xbox without having to have any specific kind of hardware, making everything an Xbox. Oh, Where have I heard that one before? It's almost as if the plan that everybody hated just about a year and a half ago is coming back in full force because nobody has a choice anymore. You don't have an option at this moment in time. And Xbox, just like Microsoft as well, was in fact feeding you the poison and then turning around and offering you the actual cure. But the problem is, they don't really even have a choice. There's no option for them right now. Satya Nadella's insane behavior, dumping all that money into AI when they could have used that $80 billion instead to make far more games, provide better hardware for their users, and even then absorb some of the cost coming in because of the actual AI crisis. But no, we had to have good old moneybags Nadella walk around and dump all that money, get into lawsuits with OpenAI as well, and even then be part of the actual RAM crisis on his own. Thanks a lot, guys. You literally played yourself. The left hand doesn't know what the hell the right hand is actually doing. And because of this, Asha Sharma has to drag back out everything is an Xbox because pretty soon it's going to have to be that way. So even with all that stuff happening with Asha now promoting the actual streaming services to everybody else, the fact that Matthew Ball also talked about putting ads inside of Xbox Cloud streaming as well, so that way they can test how people react to that too, it's going to be really insane to see what happens next generation and even within the next year of what Xbox is in fact going to do to return to profitability. It could mean a lot of things, and honestly, we don't know, but the first thing off the top of my head is more price increases and a very expensive Project Helix, or dare I even say an intensely ad-riddled service like xCloud putting nothing but ads every single time you want to play a video game because you sure as can't afford the damn hardware anymore. But it looks like Asha may be trying to quell some more fears about what's been going on and even talking about returning to profitability. Let's see what she had to say and find out what's going on. According to Hazard Gaming on Twitter, posting CEO Asha Sharma's memo, 4 Xbox priorities for fiscal year of 2027. Core, strengthen our platform led by console. Content, grow great games into global franchises. Creation, make Minecraft the world's creator platform. Connection, extend the worlds that fans love. Sharma told staff by the end of fiscal year 2027, we will return Xbox to player and revenue growth. Xbox will also improve profits back in line with industry averages. Every function and studio will own part of that outcome. She also noted console generates the majority of Xbox revenue and remains the foundation of our fandom, and that it's still Xbox's quote flagship experience. Xbox OS, Game Pass, Windows, and streaming become our platform for new players and developers. The company is also shifting its studio system from a decentralized model to one that's more focused and around our strongest franchises and biggest new ideas, like we see them focusing on Fallout and more. Now, with these statements being made by Asha Sharma, this could be a good peek into the background of what's going to be happening at Xbox, even though we've had a lot more visual clarity about what's been going on because they've been so forthcoming. There could be some things written between the lines that might mean things could be happening. Number one, I can see them focusing far more on the big tentpole titles that they have and pumping those titles out consistently, making sure people keep buying video games or even signing up for Game Pass. Then there's that one part stating that even the game studios and developers are going to be part of the success of Xbox to make sure that they are financially viable in fiscal year 2027. My only concern is what's going to happen if they don't make that target, and clearly that could be a bigger issue when that time in fact does come. But that's also what I'm incredibly worried about with all the massive layoffs, all the actual IPs that they're sitting on, and a majority of other developers in fact taking Xbox and Microsoft for a ride. Literally, were doing that. They were literally going around and pitching games nobody wanted to buy or play to see if Microsoft would approve them, and they were actually okay with it. No, I kid you not. That literally happened with Double Fine. It's kind of funny when you think about it, actually. And my final concern will be that Microsoft and Xbox still want to double down on the console experience, simply because we're watching as consoles are becoming ever more expensive every single time, and providing other outlets and avenues for people to play games and buy games is going to be a good deal overall. The problem is, how deep are they going to go? That's what she said. Or what are they going to charge for next generation or even this generation? Will they keep taking a price cut? Or are we still going to see Xbox move in this really awkward phase of some games are exclusive, some games are not, some live service games are there, and then shoving into everything else, which in reality, nobody knows for now. But it's going to be interesting to see what Xbox and Microsoft will do, especially with the RAM crisis, rising cost of components, rising cost of memory, rising cost of SSDs, and everything else across the board, impacting basically the entire planet, all thanks to Nvidia. But I will say this, I want to see what Asha Sharma does, what actually happens, and hopefully we get exactly what we want. Cheaper games, more of them, and even then, better hardware at an acceptable price. And when I say acceptable, I mean for the customer, not for the company. But as always, I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comment section down below. Are you sticking with Xbox as they move forward in this space? Do you think they're going to raise prices again? Or do you think they're going to go all streaming and have you own nothing and pretending to be happy? I want to hear what you guys got to say. And speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from yesterday's video. With Iwaru-san saying, corporations are hostile entities and need to be treated as such. Hey man, let me just go ahead and admit this right now. I will never, ever do anything bad for my community. You guys are savages, bro. I thought I was a jerk. I thought I was mean to corporations. Woo! You guys take the absolute cake. Iwaru, you're cooking on this one, brother. And let me tell you what, I'm scared of you guys. Jesus. Y'all are a bunch of demons, and I love it. But hey, if you guys want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't even sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here live on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech. Trust me, it's a live stream you don't want to miss. Every Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on this channel. Do you want even more of me though? Check out Oh No It's Alex Gaming. Link to that channel is in the description down below. New videos come out every single Monday, and I stream there daily around 10:30 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Right now we're playing Halo Campaign Evolved. Today I'm actually in the library, so come on down and hang out and watch me rage as I continually just lose myself in this space. And then we get to play every other new game coming out, and I get you through your workday. Oh No It's Alex Gaming. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Link to that channel again is in the description down below. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!